Hello everyone, it's Connal Finlay here, the owner and director of the Cellar store down in New Zealand, and welcome to today's episode of the Cellar TV. So what we're trying today is one of America's top wineries, and they're from the upstate New York in the Finger Lakes region. And if you're not already familiar with the label, here's a little closer for what we're trying to say. So this is Hermann J Wiemer. They're up in Seneca Lake in the Finger Lakes area, as I say, in upstate New York. So one of the new and exciting sort of regions as far as wine producing is concerned in America, which is very, very exciting. And these guys are one of the absolute leaders, as well as being one of the more older and historically important estates up in the Finger Lakes region. And so these guys are seen actually as one of the most important and interesting and exciting producers of not just wine in America, but Riesling in all over the world. So the absolute Riesling specialist. So this is one of, always quoted, especially in the last sort of few years, as being the most important, one of the most important and sort of top wines that America is producing. So it's their dry Riesling. This particular wine is the 2014 vintage of the Hermann J Wiemer Dry Riesling. And I'd like to point out, just because I think it's interesting for a few of you nerds out there, or not nerds, but people that are interested, that this actually comes from a few of their different vineyard sites. So they've got three in particular. So 12% comes from the Magdalena vineyard, 65% comes from their oldest vineyard, which is their HJW, or the Hermann J Wiemer estate vineyard, and also 23% comes from their Joseph, or their Joseph vineyard as well. So it's only 12%, so nice and sort of light and crisp, which is perfect actually. So anyway, let's give it a little sniff. So straight off the bat, I absolutely love this. It's just filled with, and it's unlike, I have to say, it's unlike many sort of classical sort of German or Alsatian sort of Rieslings, which can take a couple of moments to just sort of open up and all the rest. But this is straight into it. It's a whole bunch of yellow fruits, especially sort of yellow stone fruits, and quite a bit of yellow tropical fruits as well. For me, there's this real sort of pineapple rind, a little bit of mango flavor coming through here as well. And there's sort of that yellow peach skin, a little bit of yellow nectarine, not too much, it's more sort of peachy. There's a little bit, just a touch of sort of apricot here as well, which I have to say, but one of the most important aromatics for me is that pineapple rind, that really sort of juicy, tropical sort of flavor. It's just, it's delightful, absolutely delightful. And then there's this sort of grapefruit and sort of lemon, but sort of lemon rind and sort of grapefruit zest, little sort of grapefruit pith. Nothing sort of, it's not like austere or nothing but citrus, which can be a little bit tangy and zingy. This is fresh, this is fruity, and it's very sort of, well, it's complex. It's very also floral, and sort of, you can smell, this might sound a bit strange, but you can smell that it's complex. You can smell that it's sort of rich and got a whole lot of concentration here as well, which is quite exciting. And I have to say, we were drinking this also last night. We picked up a bottle last night. And someone actually mentioned, because it is quite floral, especially now as I'm sort of opening it up, swirling it round in my glass. Someone said, perhaps there's a little bit of Gewürztraminer in here, just because there is that sort of, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of those sort of white floral aromatics coming through, a little bit of gardenia. I'd say a little bit of daisy, perhaps a little bit of rose, but it definitely is quite sort of floral and very, very much in those sort of stone fruity and tropical sort of fruit flavors. But I have to say, no, it isn't got any sort of Gewürztraminer in here. It's just really, really ripe and rich Riesling, which comes from quite old vines. And so these guys, especially their Hermann J Wiemer vineyard, which is 65%, just checking, of this particular wine, comes from that vineyard site. And that's their oldest vineyard, and that comes 65, I think, 1965. So quite old vines are being used to produce this particular wine, which means that it has got quite a lot of complexity and quite a lot of richness here. Anyway, let's give it a taste. And I have to say, if you didn't necessarily know it was being Riesling, or if you're familiar with other classic dry Rieslings, they can often be quite austere, sort of, and very, very crisp. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you want that, like a classic Eden Valley Riesling or a Clare Valley Riesling, which are known for the very sort of mineral and very, very zesty and basically nothing but acid and all the rest. And as I say, sometimes you're looking for that. But this, it's got the acidity there, but my gosh, it's got equal amounts of sort of fruit richness and concentration here on the palate. So it's actually quite a medium plus sort of, you know, medium to full-bodied sort of Riesling, which is really quite interesting. So it's almost pellet weight-wise like a Chardonnay or like a Gewürztraminer or a Viognier. So it is quite fruity and quite rich and textural, which also adds sort of to the complexity as well. Again, those sort of tropical fruit flavors, as it's just me and my pineapple rind coming through. A lot of those sort of stone fruity flavors, a little bit of that apricot comes through here as well. Especially now on the finish. It's quite a long finish as well, as you probably expect. And it does have quite a bit of those grapefruity flavors coming through. A little bit of lemon pith. And just a touch of sort of tangerine as well, which is quite exciting. So this, I think, you have to try at least once in your life. So it's been the Hermann J Wiemer, their dry Riesling, and for, I think it's $35 or $40 we have it online. Absolutely stunning value as far as Riesling goes. And as I say, these guys are one of the top Riesling producers now in the world, and they're up from the up in the upstate New York in the Finger Lakes region. So you have to try this. If you're a Riesling fan, or if you're just a really great, you know, white wine sort of drinking fan, you have to pick up one of these, one of America's top estates. All the information's below if you want to pick yourself up a bottle or two. We are selling out of these like hotcakes. Don't worry, we are putting another order in from New York very, very shortly. But do get in quickly. We've also got the Reserve Dry Riesling. We've also got a video of that and another video of the Gewürztraminer as well. Both wines, of course, well, all wines from these guys are very, very much highly recommended that you check them out. And of course, please do like away, comment away, let us know if you've tried this wine, any other wine from Hermann J Wiemer, and how much have you enjoyed them, and any other sort of wines from the Finger Lakes or any other sort of Rieslings that you reckon are absolutely stunning. So, I've been Connal, and this has been the Cellar TV. Cheers.